Hey, I'm Alex Radical from Board Game Co. And today we're going to be going over some miniatures from Ravaged Star, Armies of the Veiled Touch. These are going to be some miniatures over on GameFound. These are some resin miniatures. I've been told to handle these things very carefully. That's for them. I was told to handle them very carefully, so I made sure to have a dummy box and intentionally drop it so that when they're watching it, and I will send them this video, they could have a moment of absolute panic when that happened. This, on the other hand, this is what I'll be careful with. In hindsight, I should have had a second one of these as duplicates, and then proceeded to drop this one as well. That would have been... It would have been amusing for me, but I didn't, and I'm not going to restart this now. It was already enough work. I restarted the entire video just to do that, because I thought it was funny. But anyways, let's go ahead and dive into this. This is going to be miniatures for Ravaged Star, Armies of the Veiled Touch. If any of these are broken, it happened in shipping. I haven't opened this yet. I haven't looked at a single one, so we're going to go through these together, taking a look at them. As far as why I have Wild Scent on the table, it's because this is not that pretty to look at, and this is from the same miniature company as Lazy Squire Games. I mean, this is not Lazy Squire Games, different company entirely. It's over on GameFound, but they're using the same sculptures. They're working together with them in some degree capacity. So whatever miniature quality you've seen from Lazy Squire, from Wild Ascent, from Storm Thunder, from any of their campaigns, this is what you're getting over here. Now, this is not a game. At least not as of yet. I'm hoping it will become one because I want these miniatures. They look very pretty and very cool. But I also want them to be a game to justify getting them. Miniatures on their own, I'm not going to do anything with them. I do paint, but I don't actively paint, so it's not going to be enough for me. And I don't know. I hope it becomes a game. Let's put it that way. They have some tanks. They have some stuff. They have some cool miniatures. Let's go ahead and take a look at what we got here. This one looks to be the big one, so let's start with some of the smaller ones, and we'll just go through this. By the way, I am particularly enjoying that moment when I dropped that. I'm really hoping that they panicked. That would be absolutely hilarious. I have a weird sense of humor. Anyways, let's go ahead and go through this. That is a broken sword. That is not me. That is not me. There's a broken sword on these. Like I said, these are resin, which means they are subject to unfortunate things happening to them. They are very, very delicate, but they are pretty. So we do get to see some pretty miniatures over here. We can go ahead and take a look at this. This, again, these are going to be sun-dropped to a degree. Obviously, it's prototypes, so it's not official sun-dropped, and sun-dropped is technically an Awakened Realms term, so it's not that. But this is going for a Warhammer 40k-esque look. Now, this guy is missing his sword and his axe handle, so he is going to have a harder time fighting off the baddies in, well, battle. But we're going to put him off to the side over here with his weapon so I can properly put that together. You see, I didn't want to go through the process of opening this beforehand because I want it to be as surprised as you. The downside is it means I can't glue anything that went wrong. Let's see what else we got here. This one looks to have fared a little better. No breaks yet. I'm just going to go through a slow unwrapping. Nope, it did not fare better. It has a hand that broke off. Again, resin prototype. This is not what you're getting. For context, I have to remember this. I did this with Mythic Mischief once where I was showing the miniatures that broke in transit, and I didn't think to warn people, your miniatures are going to be higher quality than these resin ones. Higher quality is a relative term. In terms of the production, they're going to be more stable, more sturdy, all of that. Let's go ahead and take a look at this guy over here. And we have a single box of these, not a ton. Now, he does technically come with a little spear that goes off to a side over there, but again, that fell off. So we're just going to show you him. Let's show you that. Oh, focus lost for a second. Yeah, that is as expected. The quality is excellent. I mean, again, we know this already from their previous games. Let's see if we can get third time's a charm. That's what I've heard. I've heard before, third time's a charm. Looking at this from the inside, I have to be careful. I'm going to end up dropping one of these on camera, and it's going to be really awkward. The good news is if I do drop it on camera, then I get to like put it all together and do my whole shtick with two boxes and glue everything that broke. We got one with no breaks. No breaks over here. This is a fully fledged miniature that looks pristine. If I drop these, I'm going to drop these. It's going to be so awkward. Anyways, let's go and take a look at this. This guy over here, like I said, it's going for a Warhammer 40k-esque look to them if you want some Warhammer 40k-esque. If you want to, esque, I like the word esque. Esque added on to things, you know. If it just makes the word sound more word-esque. If you see my cut finger over there, it's because I basically managed to slice my finger open this past week. Not while opening boxes with my knife, by the way. Usually, you'd think that this knife over here that I used to open boxes, that would be what I sliced my finger off with. No, not entirely. I was cutting some bread, cutting some sourdough. If you've ever messed with sourdough, sourdough is not pleasant in terms of cutting, by the way. I mean, the sourdough itself was very pleasant, but the texture of sourdough, my wife has a starter. I believe the name's Martha. No, it's not Martha. I made the joke it was Martha, because then I thought, you know, Batman would spare its life, but it's not. Now, this one looks like we do have a broken piece over here. All the small little edge pieces did not survive transit very well. This is not me. This is not me. This is like... So it's not a me problem. I did not drop this. I dropped the other one that's on the floor. I did not drop this. This came to me all my joke about things breaking is less funny when other things are breaking. They still look amazing, just some of them are missing their accoutrements. Is accoutrements even a word? Like, I'm using it like accessories, but I feel like accoutrements is not actually the correct... Is accoutrements a word? I don't know. Anyways, I was cutting into some sourdough, and the sourdough is the texture sourdough is very, very, well, slidey and hard. Like, it's got round and hard, and my knife was just going and slid off the sourdough and sliced my finger open. No emergency room. It wasn't that bad, but it was definitely kind of like, take a look at it, and we actually had a nurse with us at the time, and she took a look at it, and it's like, you are fine. Stop crying, you big baby. She didn't actually say that, and I wasn't actually crying, but it does sound a bit right. But anyways, let's go to open this guy. This guy looks to be a little bigger. Apologies for all the side ramblings. That is part of my unboxing. This is not a typical unboxing. This is more of like a miniature showcase. Basically, I saw the campaign for Ravaged Star. I saw this is very pretty. Very, very pretty. I saw the campaign for Ravaged Star, and I reached out to them saying, hey, I have liked your stuff in the past, your miniatures. I'd love to get some samples to do on camera. And they're like, sure, we can do that. Just don't break them. And I was like, sure, I totally won't break them. This conversation is basically what happened, yeah. But anyways, this one's not broken. This one's not me. I'm all good, and it looks pretty cool. This is, look at this guy. Look at this guy. He's got a nice little camera, a cannon. I'm holding him up to the camera with his cannon. Look at him. Look at that. Look at the detail. Now again, I don't know if they're going to be offering sun-dropped or sun-shaded or whatever you want to call it as an option on the campaign. If they do, I recommend getting your hands on this because, or doing it yourself. You could do it yourself too, because it's very, very pretty. I'm pretty sure Lazy Squire, not Lazy Squire, Wild Ascent, I'm pretty sure the last GameFound campaign for Wild Ascent did have that as an option. Okay, this one's cool. It's different. It does not look like we have miniature broken bits. I'm being super careful. I'm being so careful. Okay, this is not a me thing. This is not a me thing. Now, this all could be glued, but again, your copy won't show up with these kinds of broken bits. This is the nature of prototypes, of resin production runs and all that. And I should have even taken an extra miniature and stuffed it in here and just tossed it onto the floor. I have some of those, I actually have them underneath. It would have been great. I should have really thought out how to mess with them, because I have some of the resins, the final ones from Storm Thunder, and I could have dropped those with no damage. It would have, like, unfolded one, just completely dropped it. I could have had a lot of fun with this gag had I properly thought it out. There's always next time. In any case, we have this one over here. Let's go ahead and show you. So, this one over here, we got the back, which I'm very nervous about knocking off one of those things in the back. Look at that chain gun. Like, the gun's, like, chained on. I have to be careful over here as I hold this up. Like, I'm trying to maintain tension on this so that I don't drop it, while also being mindful that my tension may actually snap something. I'm super paranoid about breaking this stuff, because I don't mind if it shows up broken. I just don't want to be blamed for it. It's just, this is not a me problem. This is not a me problem. It looks like we have 2 more after this. Ooh. That means they're big ones. That's going to be exciting. Now, there is no giant dragon. They do have tanks. They have very, very cool tanks that you should take a look at. This one survived the journey. No. We have a tiny... Nope. The axe is gone. Axe head is gone. That's unfortunate. Anyways, you can still see how cool it is, because it is very cool. It's just missing part of his head and his axe. Actually, not missing part of his head. Is it? I can't tell if it's intentionally stylized. But let's go ahead and show you what I'm talking about over here. So, you'll see his horn over there. If you focus, it will. Yeah, you see that horn over there, how it's kind of missing? That could actually be an intentional thing. I actually remember from Zombicide Green Horde, the dragon is missing a horn, and every time I see it, I'm like, the horn broke! And it's actually an intentional situation, an intentional design choice. But yeah, this guy's cool. My favorite, by the way, my favorite so far, you know what, let's actually go through them all, and then I'll tell you my favorite at the end of this, because doing so now would be premature. Let's see what we got here. This one looks to be bigger. Looks to be not that much bigger. I don't know what's going on here. This last one's bigger. This one seems a little bit bigger. Not that much bigger. No, it's not bigger. It's just in a bigger compartment. Let's see what we got. Let's see what we got over here. Got another broken bit. I can see it already. I can see it tumbling around inside. The sword broke. The sword broke off. That's just a shame. These are so nice. These are so nice. It's not a me problem. It's not my fault. Anyways, this is another one with the, it looks like a little sword. Let's see if we can hold it together in a way that you can kind of see what it's going for. I'll have to hold it a little awkwardly, but you can see it if I do, so let's do it. Let's go for it. Okay. So if I hold it like this, you can see that that's what it's going for over there. Like, you can see that over there. But if I lose my grip at all, you're going to see that little sword thing just completely... Watch, I'm going to drop it now. There we go. You see, that's what's going on over there. But, yep. Again, you can see very, very cool. Very, very detailed. I wish they had sent me a tank. I just want the tanks, honestly. I'm kind of disappointed. In fact, now I'm going to say I did break them because I wanted the tank. Now, this one looks to be a little bit larger. Okay, Hopefully it arrived in one piece. It's very nicely packaged. Whoever's watching this, you did a great job with the packaging. I could not and would not have done better myself in terms of sending it, you know, this detailed. That said, sometimes you just have to deal with the fact that the world is not always within your control. This is very pretty. This is a slightly large one, not huge. We're gonna finish off this video with a ranking when we're all done. Let's show you the front camera if I can. This may or may not focus enough on the front camera, but sometimes I like getting that front camera shot. It could be a little different focus, and then there's all me blurry in the background. Let's go ahead and see what we can do on the top camera now. Top camera over here. Top camera guy. Look at him. Look at him. He is nice. He's large. Look at the texture on the sword. That's what I'm saying. If you're like, I'm not even into miniatures in their own right. I kind of need a game for them to be in for me to actually engage with this at all. But tell me that's not pretty. Tell me that is not a pretty miniature. Tell me you don't want like Storm Sunder. What's Storm Sunder? What's a star? Like, so there's gotta be something they can do. They can make Storm Sunder, the Veils of Space or something. I don't know. They can figure out a way to make a Storm Sunder game around this miniature line. I would probably get it because eventually in 2042 I'll finally be finished playing Storm Sunder, which is great. So let's go ahead and take a look at my favorite to least favorite. Obviously biased by the fact that some of these people are missing weapons. Not their fault. I'm told you can take pills for that. Anyways, we have this over here. We have this guy and this guy are definitely up there. This one as well. Okay, great. Let's see. This one's okay. This one's okay, but I already have the star-studded spoke on the back of that one. This is a solid all-around. Yeah, it's solid. It's okay. It's not going to be my first contender. Yeah, I actually do kind of like this one, but it's hard to gauge. The lack of the spear makes it very hard to gauge what he should be. It looks like it should be like that. In fact, let's go ahead and show it to you like this so you can get a feel for what this one looks like. I think it looks like. I think this is what it's going to look like the arm like that with the spear. But I could be wrong. I'm trying to hold it while holding the spear in place. But yeah, you can see over there. You can see my cut, by the way. Look at that cut, like just kind of wedged into there. Anyways, yeah, my favorite three are going to be these three over here. We have Giant Sword Dude, we have Big Gun Dude, and we have Chain Link Gun Dude. If I had to rate them in order, Giant Sword Dude is going to win. I'm sorry. It's just like, it's not the size of the weapon and all that. It's just, it is a very nice sculpt. I think it's going to be actually, yeah, and probably in the order I saw them. No. We're going to go ahead, and my third favorite pick from this over here is this one over here. That's my third favorite pick. Very solid. I like the wheels in the back. I like the chain link gun. Very solid texturized all around. The bases are phenomenal as well. The back, all those things are very solid. Then we have Guy Holding Large Gun. Guy Holding Large Gun is like a stock photo name. Guy Holding Large Gun. Do you know Shang-Chi was like famous for like stock photos? Well, not Shang-Chi, but the actor who played Shang-Chi, who's also in a show called Kim's Convenience, by the way. Fantastic show that I really need to finish. I have like a few episodes left in it. But then this gun is pretty solid. This is Guy Holding Gun. Costs you $4.99 over on, what's the name of stock photo sites? I can't remember the name of stock photo sites, but I know stock photo sites. I just can't remember the name of them right now. And then we have Guy Holding Sword. Rushing Forward. Guy Holding Sword Rushing Forward is his official stock photo name. I should assign stock photo names to all of these characters. In fact, I don't know if the guy who handles Wild Ascent, basically, he writes the funniest updates for his campaigns. I don't know if he's involved in the writing of any of the campaign stuff for Ravaged Star, Veil, Fate, Thingamajiggy. But if you are, you should go ahead and give all your characters stock photo names. That would be amusing in its own right. But that's it. That's what we have here. We have some incredibly cool miniatures. There's not a game attached to these just yet. Right now, they're just miniatures in case you're interested in Warhammer 40k-esque. See what I did with the esque again? Warhammer 40k-esque miniatures. They're very cool. They are very, very cool. The quality is exceptional. Obviously, well, I mean, aside from the broken stuff, but that's prototype, not final. Final quality, assuming they use the same, I don't know if they're using the same production factory or lines or whatever it is. If they do use the same factory production, I can tell you that the finals, whatever you want to call them, there's a term for it, but not the masters. These are masters. Masters are the ones that break easily, but the production ones from Storm Sunder look phenomenal. Like, they look as good as these, to the point that if you weigh them up against each other, you almost can't tell. I say almost because what I really mean is I can't tell, but I'm not an expert. So there's that. I can tell because what I do when I'm not sure if something's a master or not, I just drop it. If it breaks, it's a master, and I clearly understand that it's something very, very bad. If it doesn't break, then it's not a master. It's a pretty simple test, honestly. It's like the rock. You ever heard of the weather rock? Like the weather rock, it tells you the weather. If the weather rock is, if it's wet, it's raining. If it's white, it's snowing. If it's gone, there's a tornado. The weather rock. That's how you tell if the these are masters or not. Let's go ahead and drop this one and see if it's a master. I'm not going to do that. That would get me shot. In any case, this is that. This is the miniature stuff. I'm going to go ahead and throw a link to the campaign down below. They look very cool. Obviously, if you're not into miniatures without board games attached to them, then they're just very, very cool ways to spend money unnecessarily. If you are into miniatures without board games attached to them, then these are amazing. You should totally check them out. In any case, until next time, I'm Alex Radcliffe from Board Game Co. I'm telling you, I didn't break any of these. None of this is my fault. It was all the fake box down there. And as always, have a good one.